Did you hear about the new report just released by Reuters that details how many very prominent, powerful public figures in America today are the direct descendants of people who held African Americans as slaves? So a team of journalists working with genealogists have figured out that about 20%, 1 in 5, prominent U.S. office holders are the direct descendants of slaveholders. The list includes 2 Supreme Court justices, Amy Coney Barrett and Neil Gorsuch, 11 of the 50 state governors in the United States, more than 100 members of Congress, including Senators Lindsey Graham and Tammy Duckworth. Also on the list, President Joe Biden and all the living former presidents except for Donald Trump, whose family arrived in America after slavery had been abolished. Given the incomplete nature of the records that they relied on, most experts believe that the actual number of people who descend from slaveholders is much higher than 20%. So why does this matter? Well, for one thing, it shows just how deeply embedded slavery was and still is in American society. Second, it shows that a lot of rich and powerful white people in America today owe at least part of their success to the wealth and power earned by their ancestors through slavery. And third, and perhaps most interesting, white Americans who are informed of the fact that their families, their ancestors, once enslaved African Americans, they are much more likely to support reparations for African Americans than white Americans who have no knowledge of any connection to slavery, by a margin of 42% to 24%. And the same thing is true by a margin of 53% to 39%, that white Americans with a connection to slavery are much more likely to support creating a commission to investigate whether the federal government should issue a formal apology to African Americans versus families that don't have any knowledge of their connection to slavery. Think about that for a moment, especially in the context of people like Ron DeSantis trying to banish and whitewash honest history, that it turns out that knowing history, hard history, difficult history, brutal history, actually makes you a better human being, a more humble, a more empathetic human being, and a more generous of heart. I strongly urge you to go check out the study for yourself. It's full of incredible details. You can find a link to it in the notes that accompany this video, or you can just simply Google Reuters slavery study. All right, if you enjoyed this video, hit like and also hit follow to keep up on all things history. And let me know if you have any questions. Love to answer them here on TikTok. Thanks.